today's show, we shall be discussing the books of the past, the present, and the future. Hi guys, welcome back. We're Con and James. A while back we discussed the books that we've been reading and we had so much fun that we thought today we'd do another installment of the reading list. So James, tell us, what's the last book that you read? The last book that I read was The Art of Happiness with the Dalai Lama and Howard C. Cutler. And it's actually a very, very deep book. So find yourself a quiet little spot, get focused and read it. It's actually really, really good. It teaches you about compassion. And I think if we all had a bit more compassion, you allow happiness into your life as well. Makes sense. Yeah. The last book I read was Rue McClanahan's My First 5 Husbands and the Ones That Got Away. Now, for those of you who know me really well, know that I am a huge Golden Girls fan, and Rue McClanahan, of course, played the role of Blanche Devereaux. Now, I was fortunate enough while I was working in New York to actually go to a book signing where she also read a passage from the book, and I can tell you that I thought the book at first would be really, really funny given her character, and there are certain similarities between her and her character, but I was actually surprised to see how much she had to go through and how many years she worked before she actually had a big breakthrough, and how much she sacrificed in life for the happiness of her son. And yeah, a really, really interesting read, and towards the end it definitely does get funnier. And I mean, someone who's had 5 husbands and then there were ones that didn't quite make the cut, you know you're in for one hell of a ride. So what are you currently reading? Alright, so what I've started is Jennifer Saunders' My Life in Laughs. And it looks to be really, really good. I am dying to get really stuck into it. Because you, of course, are a huge Jennifer Saunders fan. I love Jennifer Saunders. Who, of course, starred in Ab Fab. Yes. And also French and Saunders as well. I think I might have to borrow that from you just to actually find out how Dawn French and Jennifer Saunders met. Yes. And started performing together. Yeah, it should be interesting. I'm currently reading Postcards from the Edge, written by the late Carrie Fisher, of course, better known as Princess Leia in Star Wars. This book, of course, is semi-autobiographical and is based on her relationship with her own mother and her stint in rehab. So the book is basically about Suzanne Bale, who's this famous actress who goes to rehab, and it's quite interesting. The first part of the book is basically her diary entries while she is in rehab, and then basically the thoughts of all the other people who are in rehab with her. And it's quite interesting to see some of it written from the perspective of the person who's actually using drugs and getting into that high. And then it progresses to her chats with her psychiatrist, and I'm guessing eventually it'll also get into her relationship with her mother, because I actually remember watching the movie with Meryl Streep and Shirley MacLaine. So yeah, it's definitely an interesting read, different to anything that I've read lately. And yeah, I'm trying to get quite a bit of Carrie Fisher's novels and her biography as well, because we recently watched the documentary from HBO called Bright Lights, starring Carrie Fisher and Debbie Reynolds, and it was quite interesting to learn about their relationship, and that Carrie was in fact manic depressive, and what they had to deal with as a family, and with her dad leaving them at a really young age. So interesting story behind all of that. And it's strange to see how the studios is basically like their varsity, and they carry those lessons with them throughout life. So with Debbie Reynolds, she was 24/7, she is a star. Yes. And it does not It doesn't stop. And I mean,
No.
she was back from the heyday
Yes.
of movies. I mean, she started acting at 17 and she was in Singing in the Rain, and then Carrie followed in her footsteps. She was 19 when they shot the first Star Wars, so...
And Carrie had
It's a
such
hectic
good
life.
voice.
Yes, she actually has an amazing singing voice if you have a look at that documentary.
Yes.
Very, very interesting. So what is next on your list to read after your Jennifer Saunders?
Next will be James Corden's May I Have Your Attention Please. So this looks really, really good as well. Big fan of his car karaoke's with all the celebs. But of course he started on
Gavin and Stacey
on BBC.
So he was in the History Boys as well.
Yes. And so I think it should be really, really good. We'll see how that progresses as well.
He's had an interesting career so far, going from playing Paul Potts in the movie based in his life, and a couple of interesting television roles, and now of course having The Late Show with James Corden.
Yeah. And even being in The Woods as
Yes,
well.
Into the Woods, also with Meryl Streep coincidentally.
Yes.
I think at the end of the day, James actually really wants to be a singer.
Yes.
Which is why he pushes so hard with these carpool karaoke segments, but they're really, really good. And I also usually find myself enjoying them.
Yes. And he's also got such a good voice, so someone give him a record deal already. Jeez, that good.
And he's just like a big cuddly bear.
Yes.
And what I also love about him is, in spite of the fact that he's a bigger person, he's actually really, really comfortable with his body. I look at some of the skits he does on his show, and I would never have had the confidence to do that.
Yeah,
it's absolutely amazing.
It is. What are you reading next?
The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Now, I remember reading a couple of these in primary school as part of our set work, so I'm actually quite excited about revisiting some of these stories now that I'm older and I've got a bigger appreciation for it, because I've enjoyed the movies with Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law immensely. I haven't watched the BBC series with Benedict Cumberbatch and Martin Freeman, but I've only heard good things. So yeah, it's going to be nice to relive a classic, and also something very different to what I've read so far this year. Actually doing quite well. I'm on my 4th book for the year, which might actually be the grand total of books that I read in 2016. So definitely off to a good start, and hoping I can keep it up throughout the year. I would love to read at least one book a month, so making good progress so far.
So if you've read any good books lately, please leave your recommendations in the comment section below.
And remember that if you like this video and you'd like to see more content like this, to please give us a thumbs up. Until next time, happy reading!
You have been so gracious and so generous. If you all look under your seat, you get a book. You get a book. You all get a book.
Okay, Oprah.